it's Arden back with another video. And no, this is not an audio video. I actually purchased a new car, which is freaking crazy because I said the Speed 3 was gonna be my last car I bought, mainly because I had super low miles and, you know, all that good stuff. But I don't know if anybody really knows that follows this channel or not. I started a new job at Smoky Mountain Window Tinting in Lunar City, Tennessee. So if you ever need window tint, hit me up, we can do it. But about a little over a year ago, I wanna say it was like, not this last October, but the previous October of 2020. And Lunar City has a highway that runs through it that is fairly busy. And there's like 10 red lights from like maybe a mile and a half to our shop. So driving a stick shift like the Speed 3 was getting very, very annoying. Mainly because of the red lights, just because you stop and go, and I couldn't get out of second gear, and it was just a big pain in the butt. And I was like, I really want an automatic. I didn't really care to have a different car because I really liked the Speed 3. It was a fun car to drive. But recently I had been wanting a V8 car. As you can see from the starting clip, I got me a V8 car. So let me introduce you to what I got. And to the followers that followed me for the Speed 3, I'm sorry. I really did love the Speed 3, and I wanted to keep it for a long time, but I wanted something different, and I wanted an automatic. I know that sounds freaking horrible. Why would you want an automatic? Just for everyday driving, it was a pain in the butt. Mainly Knoxville traffic. If anybody knows Knoxville, Tennessee, Knoxville traffic is freaking horrible. It's a pain in the butt to drive a stick shift in everyday traffic. Stop and go traffic, you know, stopping at red lights. That was the main thing. And also, I'm getting married in like a year and a half or so. So I also wanted to get something that she could drive. You know, like if we're out somewhere and you have a few drinks or whatever, she was able to drive. And you know, I could have taught her how to drive the Speed 3, but if she truly knew how to drive it, I feel like she would just tell me no because she wasn't comfortable driving it in traffic or in, you know, stop and go, like hitting red lights and stuff like that. Even if nobody was out, you know, if I was a new stick shift driver, I wouldn't want to do that either. So I kind of wanted an automatic so that she could drive it as well. So here's the new ride. All right, here's the new ride. It is a 2014 Chevrolet SS. Some of you may not know what this is. Chevy made these for 4 years, 14, 15, 16, and 17. They come standard with LS3, 415 horsepower, V8. You can get them automatic, you can also get them stick shift. But it's pretty much the newer version of a Pontiac G8. But the reason why these failed, and a lot of people don't know about them, is it is a Holden Commodore, which is an Australian-made sedan, pretty much. It's like Chevy's brand in Australia, essentially. So they just kind of rebadged them as Chevrolet and tried to sell them and didn't market them and blah, blah, blah. But I truly believe if more people knew about these cars, they would be way more popular than they are. Because not a lot of people know about them. But as you can see, if you can see me in the window, I have tinted it. I bought it with no tint on it. So I have already done that, and I'll tell you about that here in a second. So let me tell you about the story of getting this car. So I had been looking for one of these for a while, and honestly, I did not want red. I bought the Speed 3 and it was red. I didn't care for red. I really wanted a white one. But in these cars, I wanted a white or silver. So I looked for a white and silver for a long time, or a mystic green. I really, really liked mystic green, but those are extremely hard to find. So I looked for a while. There was one that popped up that I really liked. It was in, I believe, well, there was actually two. The first one was in Illinois, and I want to say it is still for sale. And the dealership that had it hadn't posted any pictures of it. I think it was a 14 like this one. Had like 42,000 miles around in there. And the dealership didn't post any pictures. Of course, it's in Illinois. I'm in Tennessee. I wanted to at least see it a little bit first. It was a white car. I wanted to see some pictures before I drove that far to go get it or go look at it and test drive it. So, I waited on that one, whatever. The other one was a Mystic Green. I believe it was a 2015. It was a really good deal, and it was all the way in Texas, which I'm a firm believer. Like I said, I'm in Tennessee. I'm a firm believer that if you find the right car for the right mileage and the right price, you should be willing to travel as far as it takes to go get it. Because, what's a 12-hour drive, like a one-day event for the car of your dreams? So, and like I said, car of my dreams, I about dropped my phone. I had been wanting one of these cars for a long time, but never ever thought I would get one because they were fairly expensive, and they still are fairly expensive. They're holding their value incredibly well. But I started making a little more money here and started my car audio, business. I haven't really taken off that much, but it's been doing fairly well. I've been making money. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. I want one of these cars. I have for a long time. I'm going to get one. So this one popped up for sale in Indianapolis, Indiana, which I was like, you know what? That's not that bad of a drive. I'm willing to make that. It's like 6 hours around in there from where I live to Indianapolis. So I was like, you know what? I'll get in contact with the dealership. I wanted to get my financing pre-approval. I wanted to make sure I was approved and all that good stuff before I drove that far. So I requested off on a Wednesday because I was like, you know what? I just need to do it and do it soon because this car only has 26,000 miles at the time. I have driven it a little bit. Just haven't been able to film. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. This was the lowest mileage, clean title one that was on Auto Trader for around the price range that I wanted. So I was like, you know what? I didn't care for red, but I was like, you know what? Red looks pretty good. I'm going to do it. So I contacted a buddy of mine to go with me. Shout out Derek. But he decided not to go with me. So that Wednesday morning, I told the dealership, I said, I'll be there at 11 a.m. And to get there at 11 a.m., I needed to leave by 5, at the latest. I probably should leave a little earlier than that to make sure I'm there on time. So, blah, blah, blah. I wake up at 4:30. I had nobody else to go with me. Nobody would go with me on a 6-hour drive. And I was like, you know what? The dealership hasn't even told me I'm approved. Let me just throw it out there. They haven't told me that I was approved for, the cash that I was going to put down, plus trade and, finance, all that, blah, blah, blah. All the boring stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait till they open, contact them, make sure I'm approved and all that. Then I'll head that way. So I believe they opened at 9 in the morning. But shout out Napleton Kia of Carmel. That's where I bought it. Those are great guys. They helped me a ton. But, I contacted them. I left my house here in Tennessee at 2 o'clock in the afternoon after I had got approved and all that good stuff. and I made it literally 30 minutes before they closed. I got there at 8:30, they closed at 9. And I felt horrible for that mainly because I wasn't even going to go that day because I was like, I haven't got it approved. They've kind of just been like, oh, when are you going to come look at it? When are you going to come look at it? And I was like, listen, I'm from Tennessee. I'm not driving 6 hours and then to get there and financing not go through or something weird happen. You know what I mean? So waited a while and finally left 2 o'clock, made it there 8:30, like 30 minutes before they closed, which I felt horrible for. I was like, oh God, they're going to hate me. They're going to wish I didn't come and blah, blah, blah. They're just kind of want to kick me out the door. But they didn't. They were super nice. They were like, oh, we've been here till like 1 a.m. in the morning. But I got all of this stuff done. I'm not sure if anybody wants to know. I'm not sure what they're going to do with the Speed 3. I don't know if they're going to put it on their lot, if they're going to send it to auction, or if they have a smaller used car dealer they're going to give it to or something. I don't know. You know, that's how it goes. But, you know, I was sad to see the Speed 3 go. I really did enjoy that car. I really liked it a lot. But with that being said, this car is an absolute beast. And I have loved everything about it so far. You know, I've had it, I think, 2 weeks now. I'm going to make a video on, you know, my likes and my dislikes, if there are any dislikes, because as of now, I don't think I've even found any. But, yeah. I'm going to walk you around the car. Maybe I'll show you some features and stuff like that if nobody knows what these are and stuff like that. So here we go. Okay, off the bat, I want to show you some flaws that are wrong with it. So I don't know if you can see this little scuff right here, this little white scuff there. I can probably get it out, but when I arrived, it was late at night, and I doubt you can see it in this light, but there was tons of little, like, I don't know, buffers, scratches, swirls all over the thing. But there's some scratches right there, if you can see that. But overall, it is in fairly good condition. I think just about every wheel has some curb damage. If you can see that right there, there's some there. I think the worst wheel is this one right here. That right there, it's pretty significant. I did not like that, but I was like, you know what? I'm probably going to be changing these wheels anyway. So, you know, whatever. I might as well just live through the curbage. But there's pretty much a little bit of curb on every single wheel, which absolutely sucks. But, you know, it's whatever. I'm going to end up changing wheels anyway. But some other stuff, there's a pretty big scuffs on the bottom of the bumper here. You know, see it right there. Like pretty much all the corners on this bottom lip. But other than that, it's in very good condition. There's not really, I say not really, but there's not any dings. There's one, I doubt I can get it on camera because it's being a red car, on this door right here, right there. If you can see that, that is the only ding on this thing. So yeah, it's in very good condition. You know, I love the thing. You know, it looks great. Red wasn't my first choice, like I said, but you know, it's whatever. One thing I was really surprised with was this trunk space. Because the Speed 3 did not have very much luggage room. You would think being a hatchback, it would have a lot, but it did not have a lot. I couldn't fit my golf clubs in there without, you know, folding down the rear seat and stuff. But luggage space in this thing is amazing. Also, rear seat room is fantastic. As you can see, I have the seat exactly where I drive at, and I've got, you know, plenty of leg room here. Headroom is okay. I can feel my hair scraping the top of the headliner, but you know, that's not bad. But yes, rear seat room is amazing. You got rear vents. But coming up here to the driver's seat, you know, I love the interior on this thing. You know, the leather with like the suede inserts. Same on the door panels. That section is suede. You got the leather here. part of the dash is leather wrapped with the suede and SS badge and stuff like that. It's got the navigation, Sirius XM, stuff like that. You got heated and cooled seats, and ventilated seats, I guess you would say, which is awesome. You know, the climate control, all that good stuff. It's got the lane departure warning, forward collision warning. It's got a heads-up display. I got one with a sunroof. It's a pretty loaded out car that not a lot of people know about. I would say this is like the, I guess, cheaper version of the CTS-V. You know, it's got a lot of features, a lot of, you know, comforts and stuff like that. Bose system in here. But yeah, this car is absolutely amazing. But this right here is the sole reason you buy this car. You know, 6.2 liter LS3, 415 horsepower, 415 foot-pounds of torque. It's a beast of an engine. I took the engine cover off because I kind of like the way it looks like this, you know, just with it exposed. You can see what it is versus the old plain. If you've never seen the engine cover on these things, I'll pop a picture up right here. It's just very plain, a plain plastic cover that just says V8 on the front of it. I think it looks cooler like this. But yeah, this is the sole reason you buy this car. But yeah, like you heard, that's completely stock. It sounds awesome stock. But of course, I'll be doing some exhaust work and stuff like that and all sorts of stuff. Eventually, you know, I'd like to keep it reliable as I can. Of course, it is a Chevy LS motor, so it's going to be reliable. But I won't be doing, you know, cams and all sorts of stuff with it immediately, at least. But I did say I was going to talk about the window tint. So what I have here is I've got 35% on the whole windshield right here. And then I've got 5% on the rest of the windows. Nothing on the sunroof, of course. But I have the ceramic, our best ceramic film. So it's got the best heat rejection. It's clear to see out of. So if you remember me talking about the tint that was on the Speed 3, on it I had 15% on the side windows and 40% on the front windshield, but I did it in our Carbon series film. So the Carbon series is kind of our mid-grade film. It's a great film. It's mainly, I'd say, 90% of what we sell and what we give to customers. But I figured, you know, 5 and 35 on the windshield is going to look about the same as what I had on the Speed 3. So that's how she looks. She's very, very dark. I mean, even if you look through the windshield, you can just kind of see the little silver pieces on the seats, and then you can kind of see a little bit of the dash, but that's about it. So yeah, that's a little bit about the tint. That's all I've done so far besides, you know, take the engine cover off. So I'm sure everybody wants to know future plans with this thing. Well, you know, I want to get it paid down a lot before I start doing some major stuff. But I'd say next purchase will probably be exhaust because I want this thing to sound amazing. Shout out to Keith. I don't know if he'll ever watch this or ever see this, but there was a dude that I was rolling through Knoxville. There's a dude in a black, I think it was black. Yeah, it was black. I think he said it was a 16, it may have been 17 SS, and he had a lot of work done. I think he said he was full bolt-on, tuned and stuff like that. But his car sounded amazing. I asked him like what kind of exhaust, but he followed me into the mall parking lot, which was actually kind of cool. My fiance was a little weirded out, but she was like, "Oh, you car guys are so weird," but it's whatever. But shout out to him. It seems like the SS guys are very passionate about these things. So I do plan to take care of it. I will be keeping this car for a long time, and I swear I will. I said that about the Speed, but I was getting tired of the stick shift, and I wanted something that she could drive also. So that's kind of where I was at. But that's going to do it for this video. I just kind of wanted to introduce it and show it off, and tell you a little bit about it and stuff like that. But I will plan on making future videos with it, mods. I do plan on making my favorite things about the car and my least favorite things about the car. I'm going to get a few more miles in, and then I'll try to make a list if I can and do some more videos with it, and maybe some driving videos, car show videos eventually after winter and stuff like that. So yeah, be sure to subscribe for more, to see more of this car and more of my other videos. And I will see you guys next time.